Then we had the Tuesday Night War. This time last year, there was actual like threat of competition on Title Tuesday. We had the debut of Edge on Dynamite, and then some other stuff, I don't know. And then NXT was bringing in Cena, Cody Rhodes, Undertaker. Like Title Tuesday last year was like a big deal. This year,
not so
obviously,
much.
St. Louis Randy Orton was there and like whatever. But I don't know like actually why Dynamite was on Tuesday. Like I think it was just some kind of programming thing where they had to do it.
Well, it was called Title Tuesday. Yeah, they had to do it, and it was Title Tuesday, but they, like... Why?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, they make it a yearly thing now, but, like, last year, again, like, it was like, okay, it's happening on Tuesday, so...
Yeah.
What's the... Like, we knew there was a reason last time, and that's why NXT kind of beefed up their defenses.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. There wasn't anything overly special really about either show.
I'm gonna disagree about NXT. I thought NXT we had some special things. Dynamite was not special at all.
All right, well, what do you want to? Let's start with NXT then. What did you like? What did you like?
First off, the Factory, super fucking cool venue.
Cool venue.
Very cool vibe. So, I think if they do these tours, right, and come out of the Performance Center, like, keep your main thing, the Performance Center, but then move and have these big arena shows every once in a while, you know, for PLEs and stuff like they do, but then keep booking these smaller venues, because this venue was fucking sick. And it, you know...
It was cozy.
Yeah, and it had the same vibe as the Performance Center, but the crowd was, like, way amped up, you know? Because, like, they got NXT.
Yeah. NXT's, like, Performance Center setup reminds me a lot of TNA, but this specific venue reminded me a lot of, like, mid-2000s TNA.
Yeah.
Just because it was, like, a little, you know, there were more seats and, like... But it somehow still felt, like, very small. Like, I don't think there were really, like, balconies or anything like that.
Right.
From what I remember.
There was balconies at the Factory. Or are you saying TNA there wasn't balconies?
But even then, they didn't, like, go very far up, I don't think.
Well, Wes Lee came out, and he was standing in the balcony, cutting a promo.
True.
Yeah,
true,
up
true,
there,
true.
Which was super cool. So...
Yeah.
But yeah, I love this venue, and I think if they go on tour and they book these small venues, I think it'll keep it fresh and, like, you know, keep it real cool.
Have a residency.
Yeah.
At the Factory.
Oh my god, dude. That'd be sick.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
Also, we were questioning when, because we got that promo a couple weeks ago from Stephanie Vecker. We were questioning when she would come. And here the fuck she was, dude. She came out.
Yeah, she just showed up. Which was interesting, too, because during that, like, press segment, she was like, hey, guys, I'll be waiting for either of you.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks later, Julia was like, oh, hello, old friend.
Yeah.
But in my head, I was like, why didn't she say that, like, when they first showed up?
Yeah, when she was
in
first on the
in my
screen.
head, I was like, oh, who could the friend be? It surely can't be Stephanie because, you know, I feel like that would have been addressed.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we got something cool out of it. We're going to get a little tag team thing.
Yeah, so that'll be cool between you know, them and then Cora Jade and Roxanne. So
what do you think about Cora Jade's promo?
I thought it was fine. I didn't think it was anything special, but I think I actually liked Roxanne's promo this week, honestly.
Yeah, I agree.
But Cora Jade, you know, it's her first time back since January, so it's you know, it wasn't anything crazy, but she's just like, you know, I knew Roxanne could pull this off and stuff, and just basically being Roxanne's hype woman, so.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy, but I thought it was decent.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was what it was, but I wasn't upset with it. It was a good segment overall.
And then the other thing that happened on NXT that I am upset with.
Oh. He's upset.
Tony D'Angelo is the new North American champion, bro.
Yeah, that was an interesting angle because was he the good guy in this whole thing?
Yeah. And it was the whole underdog thing, and he's like, "Oh, I'm feeling down and defeated," and everyone's like, "No, man, you got to believe in yourself," and all this stuff. And then he wins with the most dangerous move in sports entertainment, the surprise roll-up.
Yeah, yeah. Oba losing to a surprise roll-up doesn't do him very well.
No, and Oba's like,
but also he did have a lot of help from the family, so it's kind of, interesting. Interesting direction we went in here. I really was not expecting it, but they did hype it up to be like that underdog story. So I guess we'll run with it. I say have a rematch, put the belt back on Oba.
Do we do that, or do we push Oba towards Trick for the NXT championship?
No, not yet. Trick's too hot right now, and he's got Wesley.
That's true.
Are you excited? Are you excited for that?
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I think that would be a really good match.
Yeah, I think it's gonna go hard.
I imagine Ethan Page is somehow gonna insert himself again, but we'll see.
Yep.
I actually, dude, Ethan Page lost the belt, and I actually liked him on NXT this week because he's like, I got screwed out of this and all this stuff when he like Trick got screwed out of it in the first place. But this week, like, Ethan Page was talking, and I was like, yeah, this is funny. I get it now.
Yeah, I get it now. I just think that still doesn't excuse putting the belt on him 40 days in or however long it was.
Yeah.
But it's neither here nor there. That we're getting that triple threat #1 contender match, right?
Yeah.
So what is it? Wes, Ethan, and then Javon?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he had such a good match with Randy.
Yeah, which was incredible.
Yeah, I thought it was a great match. It just felt so strange Orton being there by himself, like on NXT. Like I don't know what it was, but it almost kind of felt like he was like the new kid at school, and like they just randomly. Not like Orton really has like friends, that's like not his thing. He's like a lone wolf kind of guy,
right?
But like, I don't know. It was just so weird. Just kind of like they'd cut to him and he'd just kind of like be by himself the whole night, and then he had like one backstage thing. But like other than that, I was like, what? This feels like wrong. But like it was a good match. But it just felt so. It like felt so. Like what universe are we in?
Yeah, it's like a new kid comes to school who's fucking massive and everybody's just staring at him,
I think that's part of it is because he's huge. But no, it was a good match. Yvonne looks good. Wesley is definitely going to face Trick, though.
I think so, yeah.
And that's fine.
I think so. I'm okay with that match. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
You want to hop over to Dynamite now?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
So what didn't you like about Dynamite, since we talked about what we liked from NXT and what we didn't like?
What didn't I like from Dynamite?
Or just like off the dome, what's the least favorite thing you had happen?
This isn't the least favorite, but I thought that Darby and Brody's promo was a little weird.
Really? That was like one of my favorite, ironically, one of my favorite things that happened. Like
I see what they were trying to do, but I don't think it connected with me.
It didn't hit with a lot of people.
It didn't hit with me, and it was like, I don't know.
I think the idea was like, we're friends.
Yeah.
And you want to like face me in this match. Don't like be soft about it, like kick my ass kind of thing.
Yeah. And I was cackling when Darby was sitting in the corner just barking at Brody.
Yeah, like he was like hip attack me, like yeah. Or it was like cannonball me, whatever. I think it's gonna be a good match though. Those two are fucked.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a great match, but I don't know. It just didn't hit with me. And I don't know why.
Fair. No, I get it. I think too, it was just a match that kind of randomly happened.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere. So, But Darby's promoing a lot more recently, though. I like it.
Yeah, which is good. I like it too. I mean, that's what they have to do to bring him to the next level, honestly, is like, we know Darby as this guy who does crazy shit, but like, got to build his character a little bit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, definitely.
Trying to think of what I didn't like.
The TBS double title match.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Emi Sakura, if you don't know her, veteran of the biz. She fucking rules, but this was one of those randomly booked matches where also, like, Mercedes hasn't had a match, I don't think, in a minute. This is her first. Am I right in saying that? It's her first match in a while, at least that I remember.
Since
All Out.
All Out, yeah. I believe so.
And it was like, oh, right, we're going to put both these championships on the line. Now, what I do care about is Chris Statlander versus Camille. That is something I can get behind.
Yeah, that's going to be great.
That is something that they're obviously, like, they're aiming towards Chris Statlander versus Mercedes. I couldn't give a fuck about that.
Right.
Just give me Camille and Chris Statlander. And honestly, like, surprisingly enough, I'm loving Camille more than I'm loving Mercedes.
Yeah.
And which is funny because she, like, doesn't talk.
Right.
And maybe that's the problem. Maybe it's just like she's just like jacked and huge and is gonna tear through anybody. Like, I don't know, give me that match. I think it would be good. And then I could see it ending with like Camille getting the TBS title or something.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I wasn't really a fan of? And you might hate me for this. I really was not that much of a fan of Hologram and Commander. And it's not,
I get that.
It's not like, oh, they, no selling fucking flippy shit.
That's
AEW. I get that.
It was your AEW match.
Yeah,
like,
it was your AEW match, but like, it didn't hit with me because they would like hit these moves and then just like not go for the pin. And like, Jeff Jarrett was talking about it on commentary, which didn't help.
Yeah, he was like, also, such a detriment to them because Jeff Jarrett clearly does not do commentary very often.
Oh, yeah.
And so, like, that is not what you should be doing, is pointing out the like, flaw in your match and just be like, wow, these two are going at it.
Yeah.
And I think if he talked about it in a more positive way instead of being like, oh, and they're not going for the pin again.
Yeah, he's like, what are you doing? Yeah. Instead
of being like, oh, these two are putting on a classic and they don't care about getting the pin. More like matter of fact.
Or like, they're both so winded from all these things they're doing, like they can't go for the pin. It's just, why aren't you pinning?
Yeah, it was that definitely didn't help. But I can agree with you on again, I bet you it was a killer match to see live, but on TV I don't think it really did a whole lot.
Yeah. Right.
But it wasn't bad. It was a good match. And then was that during this match where fucking Mordos and Roosh and Drolistico attacked them?
Yeah.
Who are now acquired by Jake the Snake Roberts in a trade with Don Callis. They traded for what is this, the fucking NFL? They traded for Lance Archer, so now Don Callis has Lance Archer. Jake the Snake hasn't been seen on TV in like 2 years,
right.
Which I thought they just brought him back and they were like, "Yep, there's Jake the Snake with Lance Archer." And then they're like, "Okay, Jake the Snake is aligned with these three dudes." And then they were like, "Maybe he's aligned with these three dudes." And he's like very clearly like holding his fist up like, "Yes, these are my guys."
It was very goofy.
It was goofy. It's a shame because I also don't think that Lance Archer needs a manager, but Don Callis clearly does like do something with people, boost them in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, he does.
I want to point out, I thought the segment with Ospreay and Takeshita was really good.
Yeah, that was probably one of my favorite moments of the night.
Yeah. and he basically was just like, yes, I told Takeshita to attack you, and like, yada yada yada. I'm Don Callis. Takeshita's gonna win. And I think Takeshita is gonna win. If I'm being honest,
I'd be okay with it.
It's a triple threat. I think he's got more of a chance to win, but I don't think he needs a triple threat to win. I think he could beat Will Ospreay clean. I'm gonna go into the business side of things real quick.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
You ready for this?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Give the belt to Takeshita, and then Takeshita has the belt for Maple Leaf Pro because he's on that card. Ooh. That would look real good. Like, imagine being like, oh, international champion Takeshita.
I like
is here. I mean, not that, you have to put a belt on him to elevate him anymore, but
no, you really don't.
It would add a little bit to Maple Leaf Pro,
And there's also a little bit of like confusion on where Kyle Fletcher's loyalty is.
Right.
So I like where that's going. I could even see that being a side story after like Ospreay loses.
Yeah.
And then they got that, and then maybe Mark Davis comes back. Who knows?
Yeah.
United Empire reunites. But yeah. What else?
Fatal 4-way for the number one contender for the AEW Women's World Championship.
I didn't care for this.
You didn't like it?
I liked it, but it was just like, I thought Willow was like in line. I thought Willow was next up. Because she
didn't Willow win?
I know. No, that's what I'm saying. Beforehand, she like already had all these confrontations with Mariah May.
Oh well. So the match, apparently, to determine... Yeah, she did have those confrontations, but apparently the match was for the number one contender was supposed to be Willow versus Britt Baker. And then Britt Baker was, like, sick. Tony Khan, like, posted it on Instagram or TikTok or some shit.
Yeah.
And then they instead booked this Fatal 4-way. So, like... It's not a surprise that Willow won. But yeah, it is like the story they were building to anyway. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't know. And again, it's not even that big of a deal. I just was kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't feel any sort of way about it. And then, yeah.
I took out one spot from this match that I thought was like kind of crazy. Jamie Hayter did a double suplex to Willow and Nyla. That's insane.
That's a strong woman.
That is a strong woman. That is crazy.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it was very insane.
Oh, and Nyla Rose took a nasty bump to the apron as well. She like landed almost on her head, like on the apron.
Yeah.
She fell off.
Flying.
Yeah, she like flew out of the ring, and then her like upper shoulders to almost neck area is what hit the apron, and I was like, oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
That shit hurts.
Yeah, that shit hurted. But
I thought it was a decent match, but yeah, I get what you're saying is like it didn't really do anything with story wise.
It just didn't hit for me, which is fine.
Yeah.
But Willow versus Mariah May will be really good.
Yeah, that's gonna be a great match.
And then main event, if there's not anything else.
Yeah.
Main event, we had Wheeler and Danielson versus Blackpool Combat Club, Claudio and Pac. What'd you think?
I thought it was fine. I don't know.
I wasn't going into it like super stoked or anything.
Yeah. It was really just a match so that you could do the ending. Really, when you think about it, it was just building to that point.
Yeah, so, I mean, we know these things, but like, I don't know. I didn't care too much. I just want to see Danielson versus Mox.
Yeah, and
that's really what it comes down to.
So for the ending of this, we had Mox and Marina Shafir come out, and we had some shit start right at the end of this match. Fight breaks out. Danielson fights Mox. They go all through the arena. They go backstage and fight back there, and they are beating the shit out of Wheeler Yuta with the ring hammer. Pac grabs the hammer, and Claudio tells Pac and Marina to pick him up, and he guts him in the stomach like 3 or 4 times with the ring hammer. So Wheeler gets the shit kicked out of him. Brian finishes up his fight with Mox, comes back in the ring. They, get them all out of there. We end with some yes chants. It's building to Saturday. I think Danielson is going to drop the belt at WrestleDream and end.
Officially?
Yes.
Officially.
I saw...
Well, let's... Yeah, what were we going to say?
I saw a thing on Twitter today from an interview with Danielson. I don't know who it was from. I apologize. But he was talking about the pain in his neck, and it's gotten worse since All In. And he said he is in tremendous pain. And honestly, I think him...
He's like, kill me, please.
Yeah. Him losing to Mox and ending his career in Tacoma is
it makes
fine.
Sense.
It makes sense, and it's like the second best thing to losing in front of like 40,000 people,
Yeah, I agree. Man.
Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you like what you saw, hit the like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Maybe leave a comment for us. We'd appreciate it very much.